applause for them. We don't have to wait to eat. Yeah. And second of all, I don't know why people stand up here and say such nice things about the bride and the groom all the time. Like, I'm going to sit up here and tell you, oh, Chris and Shalisa are so wonderful and so excellent. And then you're going to think, yeah, you know, they are really awesome. I should hang out with them more, which would be a terrible thing for me because I need them. And there are only so many hours in a day. So if you could not listen to the next part that I'm about to say, that would be great. Okay, so first of all, have you ever seen Chris's work ethic? Like, you ask a guy to do something, and not only is it done perfectly, it's done like a programmed robot did it. And you're like, yeah. And so, I know that if he takes care of Shalisa half as well as he helps me move cardboard boxes, then she's good. She is six. He is such a rock for our family. Like, Chris will sit with Judah for hours and play video games, or he'll help Nathan with whatever invention he has going on. I mean, he is just fantastic. And I really, really like him. But Shalisa, this girl, she's excited to do anything at all. You're like, Shalisa, you want to go get gas? If someone goes get gas, let's go get gas. Come on. I'm excited to get gas, And so, her and I have shared every major moment of our lives together since we were 16. Even if we're 1,200 miles apart, somehow we are together sharing every moment. Like, we have been together through every high of our lives and every low of our lives. She has been by my side since we were 16. She was the only 16-year-old that I knew that talked about Jesus and God on a daily basis like it was something normal. And I have never experienced anything like that. And it's because of her and Nathan and Miller and Rachel that I am who I am with my spirituality and God and Jesus. I owe everything to her because she's introduced me to so many amazing experiences in my life that I wouldn't maybe have the greater bravery to experience or the ability to experience. So I owe so much to you. But on top of that, on top of being an amazing person, she had picked Chris to be her husband. So that's a good choice. It makes him forced to hang out with me, but I'll take him any way I can get him, these two are the best friends anybody could be lucky enough to have. They are amazing together. And that being said, you don't want to hang out with them. You need to leave them for me. So, I want to raise a glass and toast to them. Here's to Chris and Shalisa. We love you guys.
Thank you so much. And at this time, ladies and gentlemen, our maid of honor is Kate Fowler.
Good evening, everybody. I'm from England, so forgive me. Hands up again for Kelly once more. That was great. Now, I'm not uncomfortable on the stage here as Kelly, or even our gorgeous bride here. So I ask you to forgive my slightly different approach to speaking. I thought long and hard about how I was going to do this and figured, one, a traditional speech with that terrible British humour in my genetics might not have got the laughs I truly desire, so my fear of standing here like a lead balloon would be realised, so that got crossed off. Two, doing a cool, trendy rap was riddled with risk that in Eminem's home state, with my accent, I could cause unrivaled offence to the true fans of the group. So I believe I found a happy medium, and I bring a poem. So, once upon a time, in the city beautiful, lived an incredible girl, always happy and joyful. 407, through and through. Her fave hangouts, Disney, Universal, and the Citrus Bowl. In a place where hippogriffs, owls, and dragons roam, the home of the boy with the star, she thought someday my prince will come, as she wished upon a star. Night after night at City Walk and in downtown Orlando, once upon a dream, she thought she'd find him there on the dance floor of Ibar. But just around the river bend of Rixall Falls and Dr. Doom, she was proven that love is an open door of the Dragon Challenge controls room. In strode a man dressed in spats and suspenders. She started to sweat beneath her vest as he asked to take the seat beside her, and she responded, "Be our guest." She desired a man who was blonde and fit and charming. He ticked all of the above. Soon after they started dating, she pondered, "So this is love?" As she looked at him across the table, she thought, "At last I see the light." There's your title reference, there it is. Waiters would stop and stare and say, "Can you feel the love tonight?" It was his time for nerves and sweat right now, an opportunity he could not miss. But he soon remembered Hakuna Matata and leaned in for true love's kiss. Now I've just learned the tradition, so. Yeah, there it is. True love's kiss, my friend. I hear a dream is a wish your heart makes. I mean, that's why you got a friend in me. But Shalisa, all your dreams have come true, and as your best friend, I couldn't be more pleased. So could you all raise your glass to toast this tale as old as time, to Mr. and Mrs. Seidel, happily ever after, always after all this time.
Ladies and gentlemen, a nice round of applause for Miss Kate Falconer. At this time, ladies and gentlemen, both of our best men, Mr. Brian Haley and of course Mr. Emilio Arizona, to please join me at this time.
Well, first, I'd like to thank my best friend Chris here for not letting us go first. I can promise to Leo and myself the speeches won't be as great as that. But for those of you that don't know me, I've been Chris's best friend for my entire life. We've done everything together, from diapers all the way to college. We shared elementary school, high school, college, got into trouble. I know that table right there knows what we're talking about. But he's been my best friend. He's helped me out through everything in life, and whenever I was going through a rough time, I knew that I could just go to Chris and we could talk about whatever it was, sports, science, cars. He knows everything about everything, so if you ever need anything, Chris will be there for you. And Shalisa, I wanna thank you so much for loving and caring for Chris. He's so important in my life, and I can't thank you enough for kind of breaking him out of his shell and allowing everyone in this room to see how great of a person he is. He is literally the most intelligent person I've ever met, and we love you so much for letting everybody see that. And he is sneaky funny, like really sneaky funny. And Shalisa has definitely shown that side of him. So we love you. Welcome to the family. I'm sorry you have to deal with us for the rest of your life, but just always know that even though we're thousands of miles away, we'll always be there for you, both of you, no matter what it is. I will hop on a plane and do whatever it is. So we love you. Congratulations. Thank you so much for sharing this beautiful night with us. That was the most beautiful thing I've ever seen. So thank you so much. We love you. wild nature.
Which way is he gonna go?
25 years.
Forgot to find out. Hi, my name is Salim Ransom.
Look closer, look closer.
Hi, my name is Salim Ransom. I'm going to use mic. For those of you that don't know me, please find your nearest Hollywood idol and they will tell you the Frosty Paws story. As Brian said, we've known each other our entire lives. And there are a lot of memories there. I'm not going to reiterate everything that Brian said, just because it's awkward. But I will say that yesterday we were kind of taking bets on whether or not Chris would cry. And while that sounds like a very bad thing to do, I'll let you know why. I've literally seen Chris cry very few times in my life. Granted, that's the same lifetime as me, so take that into account. And today was one of those moments where you see how happy he is when she's coming down that aisle and they join hands. And that is
We have Chris. I like Chris. Love you. I love
I got this. Chris has cried very few times in his life. And this was one of the happiest cries I've seen. And that just shows you the love that these two share. And as Brian was saying, how much Shalisa has shown him how to show that emotion. Because we grew up with Robot Chris, and it was great. Nobody quite understood, but today and for a long time now, you've been able to see how much he's grown and how much he's been able to express himself. And it's been a phenomenal experience. Actually, so we actually did work at a Giant Challenge together as well. And she gave some of the greatest hugs. So. Yeah, that just got awkward, sorry. Shalisa, welcome. I would like to call you to raise your glasses to Shalisa and Chris. Welcome to the family.
Ladies and gentlemen, just to reiterate, he's absolutely right. Just for a moment, because that's the one thing I wanted to say earlier that I didn't get a chance to. Every word that was said in that ceremony, you meant every word of it. And the words that you used to each other are the most important words you could ever use. Vowing to do something is vowing in front of God to always take care of it. You're always going to be her hero. And today you're the luckiest man. You've got fantastic friends. I ask you to do me a favor. Raise your glasses to your wonderful bridal party.
You don't have to drink at the end of it. I want to just put it, before you clock me, don't clock me yet. Because they kept, in my living room, they kept going, hey, when you give a speech, you can do this, and when you give a speech, you can say this or whatever. And I was like, when have I given a speech? You know? And so they put me on the itinerary, and so here I am. So, but I wanted to tell everybody there was some really cool, interesting things about the ceremony that I wanted to just make sure it was a blanket announcement about. The jacket that my son Judah wore as he came down the aisle and pulled Anderson in the wagon, that was Miller Goodman, Shalisa's father. That was his jacket when he was 7 years old that he sang. So he got to wear that jacket down the aisle as a 7-year-old. It just timed out, it was really cool. And there was another couple cool things. It was a turn-of-the-century style building and style wedding. And Shalisa is wearing a ring from the turn of the century time period. That is her great-grandmother's ring. And Chris, we had let him have something borrowed. He got to carry our great-grandfather's pocket watch down the aisle. That would be her dad, Miller Goodman's grandfather. That's Lloyd Goodman's father. He got to carry the pocket watch down the aisle with him. So that was really cool to be carrying turn-of-the-century items down with them in the turn-of-the-century building. So a couple of things about the ceremony that I just want to make sure everybody knew about. So it's really interesting and cool. Okay. First, I want to thank the Seidel family and all the people that traveled to represent your family name as we brought these two together. I really appreciate you guys coming. And it was nice meeting all of you too, all of Chris's uncles that I never met and everything else. Those are some cool guys. So thank you, Seidels, for joining us and flying us. All right. Well, we used to joke and call it the Seidel Orchestra because it sounded cool. And it's stuck with me. Okay, so you think I might come up here and make fun of Shalisa? Well, I do that all the time. I've done it for the past 28 years. So I don't need to. So I'm going to take the opportunity to say some things about Chris. Because he gives the appearance that he's a pretty solid guy, but he's pretty strange. So I'm going to make sure that everybody knows that he is just as strange as all of us. There's some things in the world that go together, right? Like peanut butter and jam, fries and ketchup, right? When I say milk, what would you think? Cookies. Cookies, thank you. Milk and cookies, right? When I serve chocolate chip cookies, Chris requests
Orange juice.
orange juice. Oh my God. Freak. All right. Now here's another thing about this. I don't know how this works. There's a whole new technology that I don't understand with kids right now. Because when you're hanging out with Chris or working with him or something, hey, kind of, honey, want to order pizza? Go get a sandwich or something, And you ask him this question, and he looks at his watch. What's your watch have to do with how your stomach feels? Is there a chip in there that's clocked to the? Now, how does that work? So, but I gotta get serious now. So I'm gonna say some serious things. All right. So, if you've experienced a hard time before, or if you're going through one, dig through it because you find some treasures sometimes. And I was doing that and thinking about what to say about it. And I thought about it, and without a sudden, catastrophic series of events in our lives, I wouldn't have been able to have ever learned attributes about Chris and virtues that he had. And I might have not have been able to grow as close and as quickly that I did and learn so many things about him. And so maybe there was some losses, but I was able to gain a friend. And so through some tragedies, you're able to gain and find some things. So search through those things, and you never know what prize you might have. And I will say one more thing about it. There's this graph of psychological intelligence, where it's this intelligence meter, and it goes quickly towards genius, but then very fastly it bends right into insanity, right? So you have intelligence, genius, and then insanity, right there, right? Now everybody knows where I fall on this. Yeah, I know. Everybody knows I would be crying inside a cardboard box somewhere about Kelly. But Chris is one of the most intelligent men I've ever been able to work alongside and know as a friend and still stay level-headed. So I just want him to know that he's one of the most smartest, intelligent people that I've ever met and still be able to think clearly. But welcome to the family, Chris, and welcome to insanity. Congratulations, Brittany.